You're watching the Livewell, exclusively on Bassmaster.com.
Hey, welcome. It's Livewell time, and you know what? I don't have to tell you. It is classic time as we sit here and record this program for you. We're a little more than a week away from the starting day of the GEICO Bassmaster Classic presented by Dick's Sporting Goods on Lake Hartwell in Greenville, South Carolina. And the thinking is, now we're close enough that we can see the weather forecast all the way up to classic time, and maybe we can make a little bit more accurate prediction about what the fishing might be like. We're not making any promises here, but we love speculating, and we'd like to have more info. And to get more info, why don't we just turn to one of the greatest names in the history of the sport, our own Davy Hite here, who'll be with us all through the coverage there in Greenville, South Carolina. And Davy, first of all, you feeling okay, feeling good now?
I'm feeling better. I'm not 100% yet, but hopefully by March 16th, which is the first day of the Bassmaster Classic, I'll be 100%. I'm sure rooting for that goal, that's for sure.
Well, that is good news. That is good to hear. Well, Davey, it looks like weather's right at normal, maybe even some days, warm days, 60s, even 70s. Cool nights, not cold nights, leading up to the opening day there on Lake Hartwell. What does that say to you in terms of what the fishing might be like?
Well, first and foremost, I think the fishing is going to be really good, Tommy. Don't tell anyone, but I was on Lake Hartwell yesterday.
Okay.
And the lake is up, and it's up better than it has been in quite a while. In 2008, when the first Classic was there at Lake Hartwell, the water was extremely low. It was a little cold, but not anything like we had in 2015, and that was really the story of the 2015 Classic was just a frigid temperature, single-digit stuff, and I don't think we're going to have any of that, and we're going to have the high water. It should be the best Classic we've ever seen at Lake Hartwell, and I'm not just saying that. I really and truly mean that after being there yesterday.
Well, is it going to be a mad rush for the banks as we start this tournament and all the way through? Well,
the cool thing about it, Tommy, is I think there will be some fishermen that fish the banks and have some success, but you will definitely still have a lot of fish being caught offshore. In the past, with the water being low, we'd have guys. I remember Charlie Hartley. I remember several other people. Scott Rook one day. Dean Rojas, I guess in 15 was kind of the prime guy we saw them up around boat docks and some shoreline cover, and they just have that one, maybe two banner days and then just fall off the chart. I think a guy could actually stay on the shoreline and have success each and every day of the 3 days of the event. But I'm not saying it's going to be one on the bank. I want to make that clear. But I think we'll have a lot better chance to have some guys fish to their strengths, do what they like to do, and fish shallow or fish offshore.
Well, let me just put it to you this way, Davey. If you were fishing this Classic starting out on that Friday on the 16th of March, what 3 things would you have tied on sitting on the deck of your boat?
Wow, you're really putting the pressure on us. We still got a couple weeks, Tommy, but I would have a shad wrap. There's no doubt when I go to Lake Hartwell in January, February, March, I will have a shad wrap tied on. I'm going to have a jig on, a mop jig. I love a mop jig. That heavy rubber jig really got started kind of in that neck of the woods. Been catching lots of fish there for years. And then the third thing, probably something maybe like a jerk bait or some kind of bait fish imitating bait, maybe something similar to what Casey was throwing, a little deeper, or a shadow wrap or something like that, some jerk bait, something that looks like a herring. So I'm gonna have that shad wrap in probably a herring color. I'm gonna have me a crawfish type bait like a mop jig, and then another herring bait. Whether I'm fishing shallow, and if I was in the event, I would definitely mix it up a little bit, fish some offshore and fish some shallow, and I would definitely have those 3 baits tied on.
All right, well, that tells me and everyone else a lot right there. It's a little early. We'll save the final weight predictions for later on, maybe when we get started with our live coverage. But what do you think? You got to fish 2 days and make it to the cut in half of the field on 2 days. What do you need to average on those first 2 days in order to make it to the final day?
To make it to the final day, I would say 13 pounds, 12 and a half. Let's go 12 and a half, a little lighter. Tommy, I really think the fishing is going to be good. I only fished about, Geddes was with me yesterday. We were taking a few pictures, or he was taking some pictures. I was driving the boat. And we didn't fish very long at all. He caught a 3-pounder, and I flipped off a 4, maybe a 4 and a half, trying to swing it in the boat. We didn't fish very long. I'm really excited. I'm not just saying that, but I'm really excited about the Classic this year at Lake Hartwell.
You want to throw, and I'm put you on the spot again, you want to throw out 2, 3 names, maybe names to watch in this Classic, maybe some names people weren't considering or had in the back of their mind?
Tommy, I'm gonna I promise you, I just got back last night. It was dark when I got home from Lake Hartwell, but it shocked me the looks of that lake right now, and I think you're going to have some guys that fish the shoreline more. I guess I kind of scruffed off a Hackney or guys that tend to fish that shoreline cover a month ago, and I've totally changed my mind there. I'm not avoiding your question, but I'm going to have to rethink a little more. I had my picks coming in, assuming that the lake was going to be low, like it has been so often in the last 10 years, really. But I'm just going to have to regroup and think of a name or two when it gets a little closer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it's almost close enough. We'll be able to see what's happening out there on the lake. 15th, 16th, and 17th. Classic coverage begins here on Bassmaster.com, well, weeks ago. But Davy Hite, Mark Zona, myself, and all the rest of the crew, Ronnie Such, and everyone else, we're going to be bringing you full coverage, live coverage on Bassmaster Live at the GEICO Bassmaster Classic, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, coming up. Davy, great to see that you're feeling good and especially looking good, and we can't wait to see you there.
Thank you so much, Tommy. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great week there in Greenville, South Carolina.
Absolutely. Fully agree.